welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. Glad you could join us. This is the post-fight for Alexander Usyk against Daniel Dubois. Post-fight thoughts, immediate reaction. A lot of how this fight went was more or less how I did my preview. I remember having a conversation with, I won't mention the gentleman's name, and he said to me, Usyk can't punch, Usyk can't punch, Usyk can't drop Daniel. I said, wait, Usyk will drop Daniel. I said, if Kevin Loureya, can drop Daniel Dubois, then Alexander Usyk will stop Dubois. He's got the power to do it. And the individual said, nah, it can't happen. Let me tell you something right now, the way I see it. Daniel Dubois has not been the same fighter since he got knocked down or he took a knee against Joe Joyce. You can take it or you can let it alone. He has not been the same fighter, right? And I'll tell you why I say this. If you go back and see the fight against Trevor Bryant, he won the WBA title off. Trevor Bryant didn't do much in that fight. But that left jab, that was the one left jab that Bryant did throw. You saw Dubois flinch, very uncomfortable, and backed up voluntarily to the left jab. I watched that there. Then I saw the Loureya fight, and he got hit with the left hand. And we saw what happened in the Loureya fight. And I'm saying, Daniel Dubois is a far more skilled, a better boxer. Alexander Usyk is a better boxer, far more skilled, better footwork, better box all round, accomplish more than Kevin Loureya. And let's remember, on BWTM Sports Gaming, interview after interview after interview of James Ali Bashir, Uncle James Ali Bashir, may I say. You know, we know how good Alexander Usyk is, and we also know that Alexander Usyk sparred with Daniel Dubois. Now, let me push this one step further. I knew that Daniel Dubois, at some point in the fight, with the Joe Joyce fight, he was going to take a knee. Why? Because I knew that Daniel Dubois in sparring, when you step the heat up on Daniel Dubois, he falls apart. He cannot handle pressure. He's like a bully boy. When you put pressure on Daniel, when Daniel Dubois is the one putting the punches out, and he lets the punches go, it's fine. But as soon as you start putting pressure on Daniel Dubois, he falls apart. And you saw it again. When Joe Joyce started getting closer to Dubois, you saw what happened. When, again, Loureya got close to Dubois and let his shots fire, his shots off, you saw what happened to Dubois. And again tonight, when Usyk was getting close and he actually started letting his hands go in 2 on 3 punches together, you saw what happened. You saw what Usyk did, huh? So those people out there that still believe Usyk can't punch don't know anything about boxing. Usyk can punch. Usyk punches like Ali. He doesn't punch like he's not a one-punch knockout artist, but he punches with a cumulative effect of punches. Now, let's talk about something. You got to also remember, Usyk and Dubois have sparred before. 1, 2, the knowledge of Uncle James Ali Bashir, who's been in the ring and has worked with Usyk for years. Don't take that away. It's easy to say that Usyk's not that great because of what happened tonight. I guarantee you, if Dubois goes to Tyson Fury's body the same way, you may see similar things. Nobody really gone to Tyson Fury's body. Nobody really has gone on a real body attack on Tyson Fury. They've all gone headhunting. So let somebody go on a body attack on Tyson Fury. And let's not forget that Tyson Fury's been down in fights other than the Wilder fight. So let's not start knocking one champion who's actually defending his belts in the ring against a top 10 fighter and an actual another champion versus another guy who hasn't even had one professional boxing bout. That's where other heavyweight champions gone missing. So I don't really want to be here knocking Usyk. Usyk did what he had to do against a big, strong, young heavyweight. Now, Daniel Dubois' punching power. Let's go on to that low blow. That low blow. But Wilder could not stick to that game plan. He couldn't even keep throwing the left jab. Why? Because he was too heavy. A and B. Because he's too heavy, his stamina. He was knackered by round two. He was blowing out of his backside from round two. So let's not go there. Let's not go there, right? People see what they want to see when they're fanatics. But I call it for what it is, and that's the difference. The low blow, which Dubois landed on Usyk, and doubled Usyk over. Now, Usyk's always had a weakness to the body. It was the light heavyweight champion of the world, Beterbiev, or Berbatov, or Beterbiev. He dropped Usyk in the amateurs. So, there's always been that question about Usyk to the body. All right? But Usyk got up and won. Now it's Daniel Dubois hitting you to the body. And it's a totally different... Hi, John Smith. And it's a totally different situation altogether. Okay? So, for me, the question you've got to ask is, at the beginning of the fight, was Usyk... Yeah, Artur Beterbiev, thank you very much. The question that should have been asked, we have to go back to the beginning of the fight and look at how high Usyk's trunks were. If Usyk's trunks were high and his guard was high, then Daniel Dubois should be today the heavyweight champion of the world, because Usyk was not beating that count in 10 seconds. You could have counted 20 seconds, you could have counted a minute, you could have counted 2 minutes. Usyk was not beating that count. Usyk was like, no, I don't want, no. You look at Usyk's body language and he said, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. So to me, but let me tell you something now. If people actually believe that Daniel Dubois will win a rematch against Alexander Usyk, they're crazy. They're crazy. Yeah, he landed that body shot, but he was getting pinged with that left hand more often than not. Was the shot legal? The way we track and see if the shot was legal is if we go to Alexander's ring walk and we look to when he was in the ring. Was the belt high? Was the belt high? The thing is, if the boxing sanctioning bodies were really on their game and it was legit, Frank Warren could actually say, you know what, that Usyk's was weighing, his box was high, or his board is what's that thing called again? Where the borderline is higher. So for me, I don't, first of all, I don't trust Daniel Dubois' chin. I don't trust Daniel Dubois' mental capacity when pressure's put on him. And I think he'll fold again. He fell down the same way like he did against Kevin Larrea. And similar way, the way he went down against Joe Joyce. There is either a weakness or damage that was done in the Joe Joyce fight, where when Daniel Dubois gets hit there, he just doesn't want to know. He just takes the knee. So this is just calling for what it is. There was another guy who had a weakness like that. Don't know if it was David Price, but there's a guy, every time he got hit around the side by his ear, he used to just fall over. He used to go over. And I just don't think that when that happens, once Daniel Dubois gets hit like that, I think all the signals go to his brain that tell him, danger, get out of here. Look, I don't think Daniel Dubois ever wants to get knocked out, like lay out cold in a canvas. So I just don't think Dubois, I think it's just something in Dubois' DNA. I'm not being disrespectful, right? I give everybody who gets in the ring and fights, you give him credit, but it's in his DNA. There's nothing Ali Bashir can do about it. There's nothing Don Charles can do it. I think they trained him incredibly, exceptionally well and got him into great shape. But you just can't protect. You can't protect DNA. It is what it is. And when you get hit in that area, that's what's going to happen to you. It's as simple as that. Was the body shot legal? As far as I'm concerned, we look at the belt line. That's the way I look. You look for the belt line. The belt line when they were when they were coming together. So, on the basis of that, and I haven't looked at the belt line on the basis of that, and if the cup is high, then Daniel Dubois should be the heavyweight champion of the world today, based on the fact that the cup was high and the shot was on the borderline for me. And if it's borderline and the belt is high, then to me, Daniel Dubois should be heavyweight champion of the world. So, yes, if that's the case, I'm not saying it is or isn't, but Dubois should be the heavyweight champion of the world. I give Usyk the benefit of the doubt because the cup was raised with a shot like that. I've told people already, I don't rate Big Baby Anderson, and I'll put it on record now. If you look at how, what's this guy? The guy fought him last, what's his name? Prince Charles Williams. What's his name? I can't remember the guy's name now. The last guy that did that fought Jared Anderson. That guy, the last guy that fought Jared Anderson, I walk this earth like a gold. Him. Well, he showed you that Anderson isn't as good as everyone as advertised. And when that happens to a young fighter, Prince Charles Martin, when that happens to a fighter, fighters fight in patterns. I've said this for years. Fighters fight in patterns. And how Charles Martin got Anderson doing the funny dance, it's only a matter of time. It's not long before Anderson gets knocked out. Mark my words for what I'm saying. Mark my words. Anderson lacks belief. Anderson's been rushed. I don't know what they're rushing him for, because based on what I'm seeing there, he's not ready. He's not ready yet. He needs to be 2 or 3 years before he goes anywhere near a shot at the heavyweight championship of the world. Is Dubois' chin in question? I'd say not his chin. I'd say his heart or his ability to withstand pressure. Like, as far as I'm concerned, and this is harsh, but the way I see it is Daniel Dubois folds like a deck chair. Once you put your hands on a deck chair, he folds like a deck chair. That's it. So it doesn't matter how much fitness he's got. It doesn't matter how much punching power he's got. It doesn't matter who he's got in his corner. The minute you attack Daniel Dubois and you put pressure on him, the panic buttons go off. He panics and doesn't know what to do. Because he's had most of his career just punching up and beating up guys and not learning how to survive. Almost like Frank Bruno. Bruno was a little different. Bruno wouldn't take the knee. Bruno would just stand there and take punch after punch after punch after punch. That was Bruno. Dubois, as soon as he gets hit with a punch he don't like it, you see he starts looking around. He starts looking and looking to the canvas. Look at Dubois' behaviour. And when Dubois always gives you signals as well. I remember one of the rounds, Dubois was coming back to the corner, he was shaking his head. Another time he's coming back to the corner, he was looking outside the ring. But are you getting instruction from outside the ring? So, I'm sorry. All these people are jumping on Dan Dubois. Dubois this, Dubois that, Dubois this. I warned you all about Daniel Dubois. I warned you all about Lawrence Okoli. I warned you all about, what's this other guy going to fight soon? Joshua Buatsi. I warned you about a lot of these guys. You can't build a career on beating up guys that are dead to be beaten up. You can't build a career on that. Because when somebody punches you back, you've got a problem. And that's Dubois' problem now. He's so used to beating people up and having fun with it. When somebody actually punches him back in the mouth now, it's a problem. And the problem wasn't there. The problem was going back before the Joyce fight, in the Richard Lartey fight. Lartey decided, you know what? I'm going to have a go. I'm going to throw some punches back. And Dubois that night was lucky to have caught Lartey. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not. Yeah. Dan Dubois robbed, man. Well, let me tell you something. This is the same guy, Frank Warren, who was there the night that Derek Chisora, his fighter, won the European Championship because it was such a poor thing between Chisora and Helenius, the scoring. And Frank didn't have much power to do anything. And I don't think he's going to have much power. Most you can do is a rematch. And if he has a rematch against Daniel Dubois, that's the end of Daniel Dubois' career. I'm sorry. He doesn't do much better. No matter how much they Dubois to me looks like to me. I swear to God, Dubois is a robot. He is a robot. He can't think for himself. He needs to be given instructions, and then he's looking around all the time for acceptance, for like reassurance. Always looking around for reassurance, looking for reassurance. Am I saying the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Watch Dubois. He's very unsure of himself, and boxing's a wrong sport to be in. To be unsure of yourself and looking around and always looking as if the answers are outside there than when inside yourself. But I've said this for a while now. It's not the first time. No. Did Dubois do better than AJ? I think he did slightly. AJ never got stopped. AJ, when pressure was put on him, he didn't suddenly fold, did he? Dubois landed the body shots, but AJ is his own. Oh, AJ is his own worst enemy, because I had been saying from day one, get James Alabashir in your corner against Usyk. You decide to do all sorts of madness. So AJ should be, to me, if AJ had Ali Bashir in his corner instead of Robert Garcia, you would have seen a different type of body attack. And I'm sure Joshua, who's a better boxer than Dubois, and may not be, he's a better boxer than Dubois, and I'm sure he can find those body shots. Would Dubois bash up Anderson? I don't think so. Usyk won, fact. Today was a win for Fury and Warren. Daniel served his role well as Fury's cannon fodder. He did. Yeah, it was one hope that bring Fury out to fight now. But the amount of times I heard Don Charles shout, move your head, you move your head to the left, and Daniel's moving it to the right. That's what I'm telling you. Why is he like that? It's because two things. The problems with Daniel Dubois started probably in his amateur career, because according to Joe Joyce, he jacked it in the amateurs. So he's used the exit door before. So that's what I hear. Definitely a flat track bully. Yes, I will definitely agree with you there. And that should have been okay. It was a legit shot. Well, that's between Daniel Dubois, his management, his team. What? That was a win. That was a win for Fury and Warren. They would appeal the result and demand a rematch will tie Usyk up until the start of 2024, while Fury gets on with his thing. Ingram, what was Bashir doing? He said multiple times he will only train a fighter without other interference. Others interfering. Well, I said it. I called it that Daniel Dubois should pull in the services of James Bashir, and I said that Uncle James Bashir should move and use himself. He should be used in a consultancy role. Consultancy role still leaves Don Charles as head coach, and then it allows Bashir to just give advice. And I think that's the best thing Bashir could do. Still making money, still using his advice without getting himself clashing with trainers. I think that works well for me. Ali Bashir made a difference. Dubois is a quitter. Well, it's not the first time I've said it. How do you think Wilder does versus Usyk? Well, what is different dimensions. Usyk will slip inside. If Usyk slips inside of Wilder's jab and throws that left hand, there's going to be problems for Wilder for sure. But if Wilder can keep Usyk, it all depends on if Wilder can keep Usyk on the right at the end of that jab. If you can't keep him on the end of that jab and he can't control Usyk at the end of the jab, I don't see Wilder doing much in the fight. Yes, but why is he looking for a reassurance? Because he's a guy that lacks confidence. Usyk that boxes him. I'm telling you, it was legal. Ref was a joke, needs a hiding. Okay, fine. Now we know. Another one. How does Dubois do versus Dillian Whyte? If White comes out and sticks it on Dubois will quit. AJ is a lot better than what we think. He just fought Usyk with the wrong coach and technique. AJ now provides a great problem for Usyk. Yep, got to mention that. Okay, all you saying it was okay shot. Let's hope that bring Fury to fight. Then you'll see him get done. Fury, look where his belt line is in fights. Fury's got to be careful. Problem with Fury is Guys that are a lot shorter than him, he's liable to get nailed with. Remember, Steve Cunningham gave Fury one of his toughest fights, if not his toughest fight, outside of Wilder. So, and I think that Alexander Usyk is a far better boxer than Cunningham. And Usyk has got a nasty streak in him that a lot of people are not understanding. Usyk has got different gears. Usyk's got the gear where it's like, you know what? I'm a box you. You know what? I'm gonna take you out. And now, you know what? You're getting it. It's the you're getting it mode that Tyson Fury fans need to be careful of. Tyson Fury fans need to be careful of that you're getting it mode. That mode. Because Fury's not boxed anyone with the sort of boxing skill and IQ as Usyk that's what's the word? That hasn't got confidence issues. Well, you can't say Vladimir Klitschko because Klitschko had confidence issues. This guy Usyk is going to go all out, in my opinion. It was a clean KO for Dubois. I'm not disputing. You need to go more live, more, bro. Your lives are good. Thank you very much, Tyler. Appreciate it. Stay on topic, please. Will do. I guess Usyk's balls are on the belly button. Well, I don't know. It's where the trunks are. What did I have for tea tonight? I actually had cornflakes. Bread and egg and cornflakes. Usyk was destroyed to the body tonight. The end. I'm not gonna argue the point. If his trunks were high, it was a knockout. Simple as that. Daniel Dubois is poor. That's not a fair assessment. Daniel Dubois is Daniel Dubois. The same guy that was knocking people over and everyone was rating and saying, who's the next heavyweight champion in the world? Because he's fighting when he was knocking out a guy that was almost a middleweight, people were jumping up and down about Daniel Dubois. And I warned you all about Daniel Dubois. But you all don't listen. You all don't listen. AJ did well, but it's harsh. Glad to see Bashir there tonight. Frank, now as the uncrowned champion, there is his mileage. It was Greedy Belly's fault. You know what? Let's just hope to God that Francis Ngannou doesn't throw a punch from the gods and knock Fury out. Who was the guy Dubois fought recently who hurt him? Larea. Kevin Larea. I warned you all from the Kevin Larea fight. If Kevin Larea can do what he can do to Daniel Dubois, forget it. Forget it. And I said, Don Charles hasn't got the time to really work with Dubois. Dubois needed about 3 or 4 fights with Don Charles and Bashir in that corner. It would have been different. Non-title fight, LOL. Fury retains. Francis has the power. But listen, if he gets knocked out by Ngannou, it's not about titles. It's about legacy. Usyk fans need to unfollow the cheater he just cheated. Usyk needs to unfollow the cheater he just cheated. What? Okay. Francis won't land on Fury because it's an exhibition. Wait. Wasn't Mike Tyson, Roy Jones an exhibition? And they landed. But I heard that Tyson was pulling his punches when he fought Roy. If Tyson knew he wasn't getting paid as much as he wasn't getting paid, I'm sure he'd have let his fist go. Let's have the facts here. Have you watched Francis fight in the UFC? Listen. I think you forgot what I said. I'm not backtracking what I said about Francis Ngannou. I said out of all those UFC guys, Francis Ngannou would make a decent boxer. Francis Ngannou's not a mug. He's got hands on him. You stay there thinking Francis Ngannou ain't got hands on him. Francis Ngannou's got hands on him. I'm not saying he's got hands like to fight the heavyweight champion of the world. But there's some guys in the British boxing that I think he would maul. I'm telling you now. Francis Ngannou can box. You're talking levels here. You're talking about, are we talking, can he box and win a British title? Or could he box and win an area title? Versus the first fight he's fighting against the heavyweight champion of the world, who's beaten Klitschko and he's beaten Wilder. Come on. Please, let's put things in their perspective, please. Usyk was put down by a body shot, and he's got no chance against Tyson Fury because that's where Fury's power is. I think you got to be careful about this Tyson Fury and power stuff. Fury's there to get hit, and he's there to get nailed because he's a plodder. Fury's last, apart from Wilder, Fury's last fights have been against plodders. Plodders. Usyk's got movement. And Usyk's not going to stand and let hit with a body shot. So I don't think it's as easy as that. No chance. Usyk was there for taking. Joyce would have won that fight. DDD should have listened to James El-Bashir. I always said that I thought George Joyce could beat Daniel Dubois. Could beat Usyk. I really did feel that. But it's an exhibition. Fury too smart. It's all about money. He don't care about Usyk when it comes to make easier fighting bums. Well, I think, in my opinion, if that's Tyson Fury's mindset, he should retire. He should retire the WBC belt and let two real fighters fight for it. Well, fight should take place now, but then he won't. Answer sparred Joyce, Fury. Zhang beat Usyk for me. Interesting. Can Rudenko cause an upset tonight? Very possible. Rudenko takes a good shot. He can punch. He gave Serenko some problems. Just depends on what sort of mood Rudenko's in tonight. Zhang called the fight as it was. Yeah, exactly. So, not much more I want to talk about tonight. And there's not much more I'm saying now that I didn't say before. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Check out my book. My book came out a few days ago, and I'll be advertising it on the channel, my new book. The Fury who beat Klitschko beats Usyk. Problem is, we haven't seen that Fury in 7 years. Too old. I know. Are you staying for Rudenko? Hell no. And if Rudenko beats... what are your plans for tonight? My plans for tonight are to get stuck into a little bit of FIFA because the time is almost midnight here, and I've got coaching tomorrow. I'm doing a full-day coaching program. So yeah, and then on Wednesday I'm gonna go and see the Cricket World Cup. I'm actually gonna go there and see the Cricket World Cup. It's a tour, and I'm gonna get to see the Cricket World Cup. So I'll be doing that on Wednesday. Yes, it's coming from the airport to the National Stadium, and I'll be there. DDD should watch Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis fight. Man, he's too stiff. He's too stiff and too rigid. So they literally have to break that star down and put it back together again. Dubois is still young, but he needs to have a radical change of style. When's the next big fight? September 1st or 2nd. I think that's isn't it Boatsi? No, is Boatsi fighting next, or somebody's fighting soon? Somebody's fighting on September the 2nd. Can't remember who it is. Who did Daniel Dubois beat? One fight he had Joe and he was beat. Who did DDD beat? One fight he had Daniel Aziz. That's it. Dan Aziz versus Boatsi. I think that's a good fight. It's a winnable fight for Dan Aziz if he gets close and puts pressure on Boatsi. Close the range, shut the range down, let his hands go. I don't trust Boatsi's chin. I never have, I never will. Right, I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. Have a great night.